We have Mangalam joining in. So let's quickly go back and revisit Asian Paints, because while the rest of the market has recovered, Asian Paints, I think, is still under pressure. Let's pull up the stock. Yeah, it'll come up on our screens in just a bit. The color has been red this quarter. Mangalam.
It has been red, and how? It's one of the biggest intraday losses that we've seen in Asian Paints, down about 8% when I last checked as well, and for good reason. You know, if you look at the numbers, 5.3% revenue decline that the company's posted. It's lower than every other paint company that has reported so far. We thought, you know, Kansai would be weak, Berger would be weak, Akzo Nobel and Indigo Paints were slower, but Asian Paints went ahead and surprised everyone on the downside with a negative revenue growth, and not just a negative revenue growth, a negative volume growth, a decline of 0.5%. Ex-COVID, it's actually one of the first declines that the company's posted in over 12 years or 48 quarters. So that's a negative, and that's percolated all the way down to the bottom line as well, with the margins compressing almost 500 basis points, net profit falling about 44% as well. What is it that led to the miss? The company attributes that to weak consumer sentiment, persistent rains and floods in some part of the country. Also, the international business was impacted by weakness in Ethiopia and Bangladesh. The net profit was impacted by a couple of exceptionals, 124 crore impairment of investment in White Tea Co. and 56 crore forex loss in Ethiopia. The important thing to track, however, how much of that perhaps could be competition? Because if you look at the management commentary, you know, the company has alluded to increased rebates and increased sales expenses twice. Does that mean that they are giving a lot more to dealers to push their product, and that's impacting their overall margins? That is something we'll have to watch out for. Employee expenses too, as a percentage of sales, have increased by 13.5%. As a proportion of sales are up by almost 140 basis points. That's impacting their margins as well. So when you pay a little more margin to dealers and a little more to your employees, is that because of competition? That's something we'll watch out for. The company is expecting margins to recover, but demand conditions are still a little, subdued. The stock, with today's decline, has gone back to May 2021 levels. It's fallen almost 30% from its 52-week high, trading at around 45 times. Two key questions that everyone will want to know the answer to. One, will things recover for Asian Paints from here on? Or second, is there room for further derating after this big decline?
Well, the heightened competition, perhaps there are no easy, clear answers immediately, which is why that stock is still down 8%. Mangalam, thank you very much for that. We'll take